This is the Aptitude Outdoors podcast, where we interview conservationists, hunters, anglers, and outdoorsmen and women to bring you the greatest stories, information, and advice from the best in the world. I don't know about you, but I always carry a knife. It doesn't matter what the situation is, I'm always reaching for a blade. Whether I'm out hunting in the backwoods, fishing on lakes and rivers, or simply cutting rope at camp. And when I need a tool, I want something that's quality, durable, and handmade right here in the USA. I know that's something you're looking for as well, so go to maloneknives.com and get yourself something that's going to last and look damn good too. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Aptitude Outdoors podcast. Thanks for tuning back in. Today, I'm going to talk about a great experience I had yesterday, goose hunting. I'm new to waterfowl hunting. This is the first time this span of this hunting season, 2022 to 23. It's my first experience doing this and had a lot of realizations yesterday, and it was really, really awesome. Went out hunting with a good friend, Chad, who you've seen on the podcast few episodes ago, not too long ago. Check that episode out if you haven't. And some other guys that we know. We went out, pretty much hunted all day from sunup to the end of shooting time. And it's pretty close to the end of the season. Goose are about the only things left to hunt where we're hunting. We explored some OLHAP land, which is Ohio Landowner Access Program land. We were able to score 4 permits for that, and then we ended up hunting a piece next to it later in the day that was public land. It was just a really cool learning experience to watch how geese came into the spread. I'm a huge fanatic for handmade, high-quality leather and canvas products. In my opinion, they last longer, hold up better to the abuses of travel, and honestly, they just look really cool. That's why I use Badger Claw Outfitters. They've been making handcrafted products for hunting, camping, and travel since 2011, and that's right up my alley. Best part is they're made right here in the USA and are guaranteed for life. They've got everything from gun leather, belts, custom knife sheaths, wallets, duffel bags, leather and canvas pouches, everyday carry items, and more. Badger Claw Outfitters, made in the USA, built for the wild. We moved a lot, which is something I'm not very used to in hunting. Usually you just kind of sit around and wait for stuff to happen. Got a lot of practice goose calling, which was fun and annoying as shit. And it was just overall, I think, one of the better learning days I had. And the conclusion that I came to, really, is the topic of this episode, is kept saying, like, this year for next year. So, and like a lot of times you want to plan a hunting trip. You want to put in that time and scout and blah, blah, blah. But maps on the internet, Google Maps, Google Earth, whatever, not always up to date, not always accurate. There could be more growth than it looks like. The water that's on there when the picture was taken could not be there. There could be more water. So you're kind of going in blind regardless of what happens on any piece of public land. You can, features aren't going to go away like hills and stuff like that, but water for waterfowl and what's growing definitely changes all the time. And, we spent a lot of time this year trying to go and find different places, a lot of OHLAP land, a lot of public land that I've never been to, a lot of the other guys haven't been to, just exploring, and we have not been very successful. Like, the success rate's pretty low. But what I kept talking about yesterday and thinking to myself is, we're out here hunting these new places for the first time. Essentially a blind scouting trip, seeing what's going on. And it definitely helped to have more guys out there, because 2 guys took off and started looking around who have a lot more experience hunting than I do. They're looking around for different spots. They found some geese in an adjacent property. We decided to move over there. So it's better to have a team of people. We stayed put, me and another guy stayed put and just kind of watched and waited to see what would happen if maybe geese came in at a different time of the day or other waterfowl, and essentially active scouting for a whole day. But the end of the day, the beginning of the day was very boring. Nothing happened. Nothing flew into the spread. It was cold, but it was fun because you get to chat and hang out and bullshit all day. And then got around mid-morning, like 11 o'clock, we decided that it would be the best to move to a different piece of property that was adjacent, go set up. drove over there a few hundred yards away from where we were initially hunting in the morning, spent the rest of the day out there and had a good spread. We're across from a big wildlife area, a big reservoir where these animals are flying in and out of. So in the middle of the day, there's this lull, nothing's happening. And then literally about 3:30, 4 o'clock, they just went absolutely haywire. And, they flew into the spread a few times. Some geese flew into the spread a few times. And I guess from what we can gather, we weren't tucked back into the brush far enough. We weren't hidden well enough. So they'd get in and then they would see us and ultimately flare out before we could get any good shots. So we decided to move into a hedgerow where we had a little more cover, adjust the spread of the geese so they would fly in. And that was a little more successful. I managed to shoot one goose between 4 people and hilarity ensued. It took off. The guy started to chase it across this field. It was just injured, which is not funny, but the goose started attacking one of the guys. They finally were able to dispatch the goose. But during that time, the activity was going haywire. Like, I was sitting back at the spread watching these guys run around the field. Geese are just starting to pile into the spread, and there's nobody else there. It's just me, because the third guy went to help them because they ran out of shot. So they're running around with just guns in their hand. I'm like, guys, you need to get back over here. These geese are going haywire, and there's obviously a lot more chance of success with more people shooting. But long story short, it was the biggest learning experience for me because I got to witness how they interact with the calling, which, to be honest, none of us are very amazing at. We've all just started calling. I just started calling this year. Well, 2022. We're in this weird transition where it's transitioned to 2023. The other guy had just started calling. The one guy had been doing it for a lot longer. He was a lot better. It's just seeing how these geese react to the calls, how they react to the spread, how much they can see you no matter how much camo you have on, no matter how much you think you're tucked into the brush. It's astounding how well these animals are tuned, even just spooking by flying in and realizing something's not right. And especially this late in the season, they've probably been shot at quite a bit. So they're probably a little hesitant of what's going on. So all that combined was, I was saying to the guys last night, I was like, this is probably the best learning experience I've had in a long time. And I'm trying to think about it in the terms of next year, because all that experience we got from that, failed duck hunts, failed goose hunts, the days where I laid out in a layout blind for the whole morning, 4 or 5 hours, not seeing a single goose fly by, and then a day like yesterday where they're coming out of nowhere left and right and just trying to figure out how they operate. That is a learning experience that I can carry into next year. And you guys hear me talk about this nonstop all the time.
Hey, what's up everyone? James Appleton here, co-founder of Absolute Aid. Welcome to the Seek to Do More program. This program will help you help yourself by developing the daily habits that will elevate your entire life. Over the next 30 days, you'll complete the doers list every single day. And the doers list includes 1, do something physical. 2, follow and stick to your diet of choice. 3, read a real book. 4, further your education on purpose. 5, dedicate time to your spiritual life. And 6, dedicate time to your hobbies. So if you're ready to take a structured, proven approach to build the daily habits that will allow you to get the most out of yourself, your time, and your life every single day, the Seek to Do More program is your blueprint. So make a choice, commit to yourself, sign up below, and let's get started.
So next year, we have a place that we know we can hunt, public land. We have a place where we had success. There were animals. We got to watch animals for 10 hours do things. That was the greatest bit of learning experience I've had in a long, long time. And now we all have a plan for next time. The next weekend from when I'm recording this is the closing week of all goose, all waterfowl and stuff here in Ohio. So we're trying to get together a plan, how we can be more successful, how we can operate better, how we can be more, a well-functioning team of hunters. And, I'm still learning the effective range of my damn gun, my shotgun. So it's just like a total learning experience. And it's really just boils down to
understanding how the animals do their thing, understanding that you need to be more patient than you think, and just practicing your ass off with those calls. There's no way around it. I mean, we were blowing all day long. Actually, I was having phantom goose calls in my ears, like not even bullshit. I was sitting on my couch last night, the dead silent. I was hearing goose calls in my ears. That's how long I'm surprised I could talk today from blowing goose calls all freaking day. And, that's just part of the learning experience. But by next year, again, we're going to be ready to fucking rock. We're going to be able to go out there and just really get after it, have a better game plan, because we spent this whole year scouting, or the whole season, we'll say that. Scouting, going to different places, going out of our comfort zone, learning what sucked, what was great, where's a good place to hunt, where's not a good place to hunt, what's a good time of the day to go. And it's just, I really want to push that to you guys, is something I was talking about is like hard work, dedicating it, putting in the time. That's how you learn. Yesterday, if I would have not gone, would have not been successful. I would have not had all of that hard-earned knowledge. It was cold. It rained on and off all day. Physically miserable, pulling sleds with decoys through mud and rocks and gravel and all this crap. It's awesome. Awesome. And I highly encourage you guys, you just got to get out there, find a place on the map, piece of public land, hell or high water, go out there and just sit and look and figure it out. I've read so many books on this stuff, and they all just go out the window essentially when it comes time to do the thing. You can practice on skeet, you can practice on trap all day. That ain't like shooting a goose. It ain't the same thing. It's totally different when you're out there. So just, again, you gotta go after it if you want to be successful. Still not claiming to be a great hunter. I'm just saying, putting in the damn time so down the road I can be successful. This year for next year, and next year for the following year, and following year for the year after that. It's just a continual path of learning, watching, and understanding wildlife in their habitat. That's what's important. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks, guys, for listening. Be back next week with another episode.